Hi, so today I want to share with you one of my favourite stretches. It's primarily a hamstring stretch, but with a couple of modifications, it becomes a really useful stretch for helping to deal with a tight lower back or tight and restrictive shoulders. So the first thing that you want to do with this stretch is get a little bit of height. So if you're tight in the hips or the lower back, you need to give yourself some height to give yourself some lift. So the higher you are, the easier it's going to be to get access to your hips and to do this stretch. So I know I'm a little bit tight in the lower back, so I'm just sitting on a low blanket today. But if you're particularly tight, you can use something a little bit higher. This is a yoga bolster. It's quite firm, and you can see how thick it is. But at home you might get a pillow or a cushion that's quite firm, and you might even need to get a couple just to sit on that will give you a little bit more height. If you find this stretch really difficult, it's possible that you need to get more height, so have a play around with that. The other really useful tool is to have some kind of a strap or a belt that you can use just to throw around the foot. Okay, I'll show you how to use the strap in a moment. This is just a yoga strap again, but just a regular belt or would work. So I'll show you how to use that in a moment. But to get started, we want to be sitting on a little bit of height. Again, I'll show you both sides, but I'll start with the left leg straight, and we're going to be stretching through the right hand side of the body and stretching the left hamstring. So with the heel extended and the left leg, I've got my right knee bent and out to the side. I'm going to just start to give myself a little bit of lift by placing my fingertips on the ground, and then I'm going to just start to draw myself around. Okay, so I'm going to peel this left shoulder tip back as I draw myself around. So my chest is becoming sort of in line with my leg here. Okay, I want to then reach up through the right hand side of my body, creating length from the hip all the way up through to the fingertips. Because as I then reach forward, as I exhale and grab the foot, okay, it starts to create space in this side of the body for me. Now, if you're tight in the hamstring, you might find that you're as high up as the knee, or you might find your hands on the shin or the ankle, or if you've got a little bit more space behind the back of the foot on the outside. So wherever the hand lands is where you need to be. So today for me, I happen to be where I'm at. So I'm already creating a hamstring stretch. To then create the stretch in the lower back, I then need to start bending the elbow out to the side and drawing myself down the leg and using the back hand to draw myself around. At this point, I want to draw the right hand side ribs out. So from here, I want to draw those ribs out, okay, and I then need to then pull myself around a little bit more, and now I'm creating a stretch in the right lower back and behind the right shoulder blade. I'm obviously also getting a hamstring stretch, so I'm just going to allow myself a few moments just to allow that stretch to open up, keeping my breath soft, making sure the breath doesn't harden, and just allowing that space to be created in the muscles. Once I've been there a moment or two, I can bring the left hand around and join up behind the back of the foot. At this point, I just want to then create even space on both sides of the body, so I can then draw myself evenly down the leg, creating that hamstring stretch. After I've been there a moment or two, I can slowly come out of that. So swapping over to the other side, I'm going to straighten out the right leg and have the left leg bent and the knee out to the sides. I'll demonstrate with the strap this time so you can see. What I tend to do is I just tend to cross the strap over and lay it across my shin just so I can grab it easily. Extending through the right heel, I'm just going to start to give myself a little bit more lift again and start to draw myself around so my chest is in line with my leg. As I take a deep breath in, extend up through the left hand side, so extending up through the fingertips, and then as I exhale, I'm going to reach forward and grab the strap. Okay. At this point, I want to start drawing the elbow out and drawing myself down and around. And I use the back hand to do that as well. So the back hand is drawing my back shoulder tip around, my elbow is bending out to the side, I'm drawing myself down the leg. At this moment, I'm going to start to push my ribs out, creating that space in the left lower back. And as I create the twist, move myself a little bit further down, I'm now creating that space underneath the left shoulder blade. So again, keeping the breath soft and keeping the exhalation long helps the body just to slowly come into that stretch a little bit more deeply. Often when we stretch, we come into an intense stretch too quickly and we shorten the breath and we harden, and it's very difficult for us to get any more length in the muscles. So see if you can just really focus on the breath being soft. After I've been there a moment or two, I'm going to draw this left rib back in. I'm going to bring my other hand around to grab the strap and just draw myself down the leg. Keep extending through that heel, and again just drawing myself down. And then slowly come out. So there you go. Primarily a hamstring stretch, but really useful for getting into a tight and stiff lower back, especially if you experience stiffness more on one side than the other, and also for getting into some shoulder tightness, especially if that shoulder tightness feels like it's underneath the scapula. Have a go and see how it feels, and if you've got any questions, please do get in touch. But yeah, it's one of my favourite stretches, and I hope you find it useful as well. All the best till next time. Take care.